Oh, on your phone, yes.
Okay. So, okay. All right. Can anyone hear me now? Okay. So, Motivation says, hear you now. So she's on YouTube.
Okay. I'm trying to reload YouTube, but on Facebook I can't.
Okay. So I just need to check with my. Sorry, guys. It's been quite a long time since I've had technical difficulties, but back in the day when I was doing weekly mini healings, it was pretty common to have issues. Okay, so is anyone else on Facebook? So I'm just seeing if it works on YouTube and Facebook, because sometimes it's one or the other. Lately, everything's worked, so I'm a little out of practice figuring out why. And this is a service I pay for.
Yeah, that's what you said.
So, and I'm still talking to Joan on the phone. Joan, are you able to hear me on through your computer?
No, I'm trying to find
where I'm at.
Yeah, like so. I'm gonna close Facebook and just go to YouTube Live and then see if you pop up. Oh, trying again, take two. Yeah, okay, that's what I needed. YouTube was.
Okay, so I'm gonna hang.
I can hear you. Yes, YouTube's working for voice.
Yay! Okay, so I'm gonna hang up on.
Okay.
Joan, thanks, Joan. All right. So sorry about that. As I said, it's been a long time since I've had issues with streaming, because I do have I pay for a streaming service. I've had it quite a while. Oh, and Joan is there. Thank you, Joan, for being my guest. I was afraid if I rebooted, I would lose everything. But I did come back and there was nobody there, and it let me back into the room. So we're going to start a little late, but I'm hoping as we go through. Okay, so, and if you have any of your friends and family that come on, tell them that, it's a different link. So you'll need to go to Healing by Summer, which is a page, and you should be able to click on it. All right, sorry about this. I was so excited. I have some fun news too. So, okay. Oh, and there's Pamela and there's Roberta. Yay. So again, sorry for all the technical difficulties. It's can be a little frustrating. So let's start. What time do we have? So we're about 35 minutes late. So sorry about that, but I'm glad we're able to connect. So we're going to start with a healing pulse first, and then we'll take individual requests. This was going to be show 162. So is it show 162.1? Because the first one just didn't work. All right, so let's start with a healing pulse. And that'll help me calm down a bit because, as I said, I'm out of practice dealing with issues like this. So with this, especially there are a few people that are fairly new, but there's some people that have been here a number of times before. So welcome to all of you. So a healing pulse is my own healing tool. I developed it, and it deals with my own healing frequencies plus your own. So it's a wonderful tool. And so with this, You can send the healing to something physical, you can send it to emotional issues, anxiety, things like that. Although with those types of things, you need to think about, where does that live in my body? So if you have trouble with anxiety, think about it. When you're super anxious, where do you feel it? And so when you know that, that's when you can send the energy to that area. So if you've got physical issues, like you have an elbow that you're having troubles with, that's pretty easy, because that's where you'll want to send the healing to. So to start, I want you to rub your hands together, and then I want you to place your hands exactly where you want to receive the healing energy. And so with that, just breathe in that energy. Yes, we're just doing a healing pulse. So I'm glad you guys have found this here. So welcome back, Lacey. So with this, once your hands are placed, imagine my hands on yours. So that's how you're getting my healing frequencies. And then imagine you're sending your own. The most important part is just to be open and allowing. And with each breath in, imagine that the healing's getting a little deeper, a little further. With each breath out, you are releasing what doesn't belong. Maybe it's not even yours, but it definitely will help you. So just breathe that in, and I'm going to do that too. Get a little calmer. Sad thing is, when I have everything all set and ready, and I sit down, there's really not much I can do when there's technical problems, because it's nothing you can prepare for. But for me, I can tell the energy's flowing. My hands are starting to tingle. Are you noticing that too? Sometimes it doesn't start doing that till like the second or third healing pulse. So just breathe that in. I'm like, Sunny. So Sunny wants to do her whole body. So usually with the whole body, sometimes I will set my hands in front and sort of beam it in. Or sometimes I'll do my heart and just imagine the energy spreading. Okay, so that's the end of the first healing pulse. And then we're going to go on. I've got my book. And if you want to start letting me know what you want to work on, put that in the chat for me. So, and as long as I'm waiting for that. So starting in November, the last few years, I tend to do things extra. So usually I do like a show dedicated to Reiki. And so I'm going to do that Wednesday evening before Thanksgiving. So November 27th. And usually I do about 7 p.m. Central Time. All right. So I've got a couple people. So Pamela wants to work on her legs. Susanna wants to work on right hip and lower back. And I'll do, with these events coming up, I will do posts on Facebook and a reminder on YouTube. Francine. Connect with higher self. All right. And everybody must have just written all at once because all of a sudden my screen just jumped. So let me just make sure. If I miss you, it is not on purpose. So Sunny's got anxiety and trouble sleeping. Shannon. Stomach and abdominal area pain too. That sounds pretty miserable, Shannon. I'm sorry. Motivation. Let's see what motivation wants to work on. Okay, so remove blocks to good job opportunities. And finances. I'll put them in separate, but so if you guys list more than one thing, oftentimes I'll only choose one because there's a different reason for each. Oh, Roberta. That's sort of sad because I think smell makes eating so much more pleasurable. So we'll just see. Can't smell. Doesn't hurt to try though, Roberta. Okay. Let's see. Remove blockages to love life. Lacey, are you familiar with something called a heart wall? That oftentimes can make it much harder to meet someone. Okay, there's Baja, Walk of Baja. Exhausted lately. So, with a heart wall, because a lot of this work I do is related to emotions, trapped emotions, emotional trauma, and a heart wall is made up of trapped emotions, and it's created in times of trouble and strife, and when you are trying to protect your heart. And so, sometimes it's really tough family or relationship issues. And so you build up a wall around your heart so you don't feel things as much. Like someone who's been bullied probably has a really thick heart wall because they're trying to not feel the nastiness so much. The problem is once the issue goes away, like for someone who's been bullied, they graduate and they move on to somewhere else. That wall is still there, still trying to block and protect them, even when they don't need it. And so releasing trapped emotions that are part of a heart wall can open you up to being more open to love. All right, so let's get started. So Pamela wants to work on legs, and I think we're going to use my list of 400 negative trapped emotions. And then because of the craziness for today, we'll see what else we do. All right. So let's see. Okay, so Pamela, there was an event and it was something really obnoxious. Let me get an age and maybe it'll make sense, okay? You were 17. So 16, 17, 18, because ages are the hardest thing. So usually I can get it within a year. So there was something that was going on that. So was this someone or something? So let's see. All right, Joan, I'm going to add you to Attracting Love. So Pamela, the obnoxious was actually someone, but they were super obnoxious. Let's go ahead and release that. So with this, I always ask, even if you're not a healer, to lend support and allow and reinforce that it releases. So, so we're going to release and remove obnoxious. Thank you, Joan. Okay, so then I'm going to check back with Pamela. Did that release? I do get yes. So, and especially when we're working with physical issues, I often say take a little walk around your room, see if things have reduced slightly. Oftentimes with this, things happen in layers, and taking off a layer sometimes can make a difference. So Susanna is next. We're going to work, let's see, she's got right hip and lower back. So I'm going to see if it's a different issue for each. And I do get yes. So I'm going to ask which one is more important that we work on. So we're going to do lower back. And it's the energy of worthless. Let me get an age. '23. So somewhere 22, 23, 24, Susanna. There was something going on that you really felt worthless. So let's go ahead and release that. So when I release something, I'm creating void. So I also ask that that void be filled with love, light, and healing. Okay, so that did release. All right, Francine is next. Francine wants to work on connecting with her higher self. So let's see. So I do get there's some blockage with that. So let's see what that is linked to. And it's the word stingy. Let me get an age and we'll see if that makes sense to you. You are welcome, Susanna. So, Francine, you were 7, and there must have been someone in your life that was stingy. So, 6, 7, 8. So, and I would think at that age it was probably family related. Does someone come to mind? So, and I don't know if there was something that they sort of withheld from you, but we're going to release that block. So with that, when someone withholds things, especially when it's a deliberate thing, I'm hoping this helps you, Francine. I am getting that it released. All right, Sunny is next, and she wants to work on, she's got anxiety and trouble sleeping. So let's see, sometimes these things are related. So I'm going to just check in and see if the reason for both is the same, and I get no. So we're going to do the trouble sleeping. Let's see. And I'm getting mocked. Let's see what age this connects to. 16. That's a hard age. So 15, 16, 17. There's a piece of that event that is a layer to having you have trouble sleeping. So let's go ahead and remove that. So releasing and removing that trapped emotion of mocked. So that did release. All right, Shannon. So stomach, abdominal area, pain, hot flashes, lots of not fun things. We're going to focus on the pain, Shannon. Let's see what comes up. Infuriated. Let's see what age connects with this, Shannon. Getting 26. So somewhere 25, 26, 27, somewhere in there. So with this, it's typically the emotions that come up are typically yours, but sometimes it's people close to you, and they're so close to you that you also sort of absorb their trapped emotions. So Shannon, when you were around 26, do you remember an event that just really infuriated you, or was there someone you were super close to that was just so outraged and upset that it affected you? Yeah, because I'm not getting that. When I really dig in, I'm not getting this as yours, but it was someone else's shit, but it affected you. And so sometimes it's harder to heal when it's not really yours. I'm not getting jobs. I'm getting something with your mom. So let's go ahead and release that, because that is a layer that's playing a role with you. So just imagine that it's lifting and releasing. Okay. And then we're going to do another healing pulse right now. And so Shannon and all of the others that have physical issues, Pamela's got legs, Susanna's got lower back, Sonny's got anxiety. Think about where you want to place your hands and send healing. So like Shannon, I would suggest sending it where you have the most pain. So rub your hands together and place your hands exactly where you want to receive the healing. Just breathe that in. Allow the healing to flow. So the healing goes from my hands to your hands, and you also receive your healing from your hands to the area that needs it. So just imagine with each breath in, your healing goes a little deeper, a little further. And as you breathe out, imagine you are releasing what doesn't belong. Okay, so that's healing pulse number 2. Let me know how you did. Motivation, you are next. So motivation wants to work on blocks to good job opportunities, but also works on better finances. So let's see, can we work on both? Nope, we're going to focus on one of those. We're going to focus on your finances. So let's undisciplined. Let me get an age. We'll see if it makes sense. Motivation. So I'm getting age 23. So somewhere 22, 23, 24. Was there a time when, that's, when I look back at my life, that's pretty young. Although some of you might not feel that. But at 23, you're still learning and adjusting, and maybe you were more focused on having fun at that point. So think about that. But let's release the energy of undisciplined, because I could see how that could definitely affect your finances. So, and you don't need that. So let's go ahead and release that. So releasing and removing undisciplined for motivation. Okay, I am getting that released. All right, so Roberta is next. She has been able to smell since 1992. Oh, that would make me sad. Lilacs. Oh. Okay, so let's see. You are welcome, motivation. So let's see. Because when I check in, I've never worked on anything quite like this. Although you never know. I had a guy hire me to help his golf swing, and it was all because of trapped emotions. And he was much better after. It took 3 sessions, but it was sort of very interesting. So you never know. All right, so Roberta, let's see. Because when I ask, I do get that there is a trapped emotion that is contributing to it. Space for Grace, I will add you to the list. And if anyone else has come in, be sure to write down in chat what area you want to work on. So, and we'll be doing another Healing Pulse Space for Grace. So be sure you send that energy to your right elbow. All right, so let's see. Hi, Amy. Glad you found us. We had some technical difficulties. All right, so Roberta, there was an event around being misunderstood. So let me get an age of when this happened. Given you were around 19. So somewhere 18, 19, 20. So let's go ahead and release Misunderstood for Roberta. So that did release. So Shannon, I did release the energy of infuriated. The problem is life is more than just one thing. So especially if you've got serious things going on, it tends to instill within you in layers. So we released a layer. I'd love to say you're cured and everything's all better, but especially when something's pretty serious, it usually means there's multiple layers. And so I'm going to come back on with the technical difficulties. We're going to do another free mini healing on November 10th. So that's like a Sunday evening. And yep, it's a Sunday evening. And so we'll be back 7 Central. And so however you found out about me, I'll put it on YouTube, I'll put it on Facebook, and if you're a follower of Honey C. Golden, she likes to share my posts of when I'm doing events. So look for any of those places, and if you subscribe on YouTube, it usually lets you know too. So I hope that makes sense, Shannon. A lot of my training, I started with the Emotion Code, which is also a book by Dr. Bradley Nelson. I've since expanded to other things, but a lot of the basic concepts about trapped emotions and emotional trauma are in his Emotion Code book. All right, so Amy, I've got you down for dizziness. All right, and Roberta, I've released Misunderstood. I don't know if that makes any sense. All right, Lacey is next. So she wants to remove blocks that are affecting her love life. So let's see what that would be. Resentful. And so with this, because you're asking about your love life, so I'm going to ask, is this part of your heart wall? And I do get a yes. So this is here. So let me get an age for this, and maybe you can even remember. Yes, me too, Baha. She is amazing. I was lucky enough to have a session with her before she quit doing individual sessions, so I feel very blessed and honored to have spoken with her. And that's okay, Roberta. So I have found for a lot of things, the older we get, sometimes the layers just really build up and they take more time to release. But, you know, I'm doing these free monthly. Or if you'd like a private session, I'm doing $25 off for new clients, and it's generally like an hour and 15 minutes, and we can do it on Zoom. We can do it in person. If you are in the Midwest, I'm in northern Minnesota, which it snowed yesterday. So if you're not here, don't visit me until like May. So, and the cost is $150 less $25 as a new client. So that's $125. I do give free consultations, and if you want to book a free consultation, usually I put aside like 30 minutes. It's on my website, which I just put in chat, and click the book now and just click on the free consultation. All right, so I'm getting an age for Lacey for resentful. Oh, thank you, Joan. All right, resentful. 21, Lacey. So somewhere 20, 21, 22, there was something going on that you were very resentful, and that energy is still with you. So let's go ahead and release that. And so that will help. Okay. So I'm getting that released. And if you're curious about heart walls, I think there's a number of YouTube videos. I can't remember if I've done one. I used to do YouTube videos about topics that I did that were pre-recorded, but I can't remember if I did one on heart wall, but I know there's a lot out there. That was also Dr. Bradley Nelson did quite a bit of good information about that, but that's also something that I work on in session. All right, so Baha, exhausted lately. And I think a lot of people are Baha, so it is definitely not just you. Unmindful Baha. Let me get an age and see if that will remind you of what was going on at that time. 23. So I know when I was 23, I was very unmindful. This was way too woo for me. But how things change, right? So let's release and remove the energy of that time when you were unmindful, Baha. So that did release. All right, let's do another healing pulse. And so with that, think about where you want to receive the energy. If you've already given the energy to a few places and want to try somewhere new, I often suggest the heart, or sometimes the third eye is sort of fun to do. So I want you to rub your hands together and place your hands exactly where you want to receive the energy. And just breathe. Open and allowing. So imagine it's going a little deeper with each breath. Okay. So that was our third healing pulse. I hope that was helpful. Next, Joan wants to work on attracting love. Let's see what comes up for her. So it's the word naive. Let's get an age for that. '19, Joan. So somewhere 18, 19, 20, there was an event where you were naive about something. So let's go ahead and release that because that's playing a role. That did release. You are welcome, Baha. All right, space for grace. Right elbow. So let's see what comes up for that. So I'm getting withdrawn. Let me get an age for that. Space for grace. So I'm getting like 26. So somewhere 25, 26, 27. So I don't know if there was something. So because withdrawn can be taken a few different ways. Usually I take it as more of an emotional withdrawal. So let's go ahead and release and remove that energy. And afterwards, space for grace. Move that right elbow and see. I would hope it loosens up at least a bit. So it's not painful and it moves more easily. But let me know. All right, Amy, you're next. So she's got issues with dizziness. Mournful, Amy. Let me get an age for that. You are welcome, Joan. '27, Amy. So somewhere 26, 27, 28, something mournful. And mournful, sometimes there was a death. Sometimes it's not a physical death, but sometimes you're mourning like a lifestyle. Say you moved and you missed your friends, or you took a different job and you're sad and mournful of the other job that you left. So let's go ahead and release and remove the mournful. So I'm releasing that. So I'm going to just put, 11:10, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So we're going to do another mini healing. And then 11:27. We're going to do 7 p.m. So we're going to do Holy Fire Reiki. Oh, and I'm going to be teaching Reiki 1 and 2 in January 11th and 12th. And the cost for that is $430. And that's online. And if you take Reiki 1 and 2 and you want to do your Reiki level masters, I give you a pretty nice discount. And if you've got questions about any of my services, I suggest book a free consultation. Again, that's on my website. But also read through, I've got years of feedback of people with different issues of what they experience with a session with me. All right. So let's do aura strengthening. Unless, does anyone have any questions? Or is there anything else you guys want to do? I haven't done brain balancing in a while, but I'm not sure if anyone has an interest in that or good luck, bad luck. And all my shows typically are YouTube and Facebook. And if you're on Facebook, you can message me too. Oh, okay. Motivation wants to do good luck, bad luck. And it's a button. So what we hope is that your good luck is on and the bad luck is off. So I know oftentimes I'll be doing really good and then something bad happens. And then I realize my bad luck button is turned on. All right. So if you want to participate in good luck, bad luck, put a 1 in chat. Okay. And what I do is I see what buttons are turned on and then we flip them. And so sometimes some of you can feel when things flip, or you can tell by the events around you. And so if things don't stay, that would be a good reason for a session. So currently I've got Motivation, Lacey, Joan, Amy, Pamela. And then Joan will do the aura strengthening at the end. And we pretty much do that almost every session just because I find that really important. All right, so motivation. So I think I'm going to go through and just see if everyone's good luck is on. Good luck is on for motivation. Lacey, no. Joan is on. Amy's on. Amy's good luck is on. What about Pamela's? Pamela's good luck on? No. Okay. All right, so motivation, Joan, and Amy, your good luck button is turned on. But Lacey and Pamela, your good luck is not turned on. All right, so now we're going to check your bad luck. And so now with the bad luck, we want the bad luck turned off. All right, so bad luck is off. Lacey, your bad luck is off. Good. Joan, is Joan's bad luck off? No. Okay, so change that. Amy's bad luck off? Yes. And what about Pamela? Is Pamela's bad luck off? Yes. Okay. So Lacey, we're going to turn your good luck back on. Oh, and I'm going to add Francine. Did I miss anyone else? Okay. So Lacey, your good luck button's on. Francine, let me check and see. Is Francine's good luck button on? I get yes. Is Francine's bad luck button off? No. Okay. All right. So Pamela, we're turning your good luck button on. Okay, so that's on. You are welcome, Lacey. And now Joan and Francine, we need to turn the bad luck off. All right, so Joan, we're gonna turn her bad luck off. All right, Joan is off. Francine, we're gonna turn Francine's bad luck button off. You are welcome, Pamela. Okay, that released. Okay, so now motivation, Lacey, Joan, Amy, Pamela, Francine. Your good luck buttons are all on, and your bad luck is off. So, but see if things feel different for you. And, I know with me, it's usually afterwards, after I check and see, then I realize, oh, this happened and this happened, and I wasn't really paying attention because usually things are pretty even keel for me. But there's been a couple times where I have physically fallen, and when that has happened, my bad luck button has turned on. So just have some awareness with you. So let's do. No, they're two separate things, motivation. So with having good luck, well, let me actually give you a personal example. So my good luck button was on, but so was my bad luck button. And so I was in my driveway. I've got a little black top driveway. It had snowed and turned to slush. It was like March or April, so it was really warm and soupy nastiness. And I fell. And living in northern Minnesota, pretty common to fall, but I've always fallen on my butt. I fell face forward on a blacktop driveway. It could have been so terrible, like an ambulance call. So I consider my bad luck caused the fall, but the good luck caused me to not have physical damage, because at some point, instead of doing a face plant and breaking my nose and my teeth, something shifted me enough that I totally turned my head and I was bruised this whole side. But I was very lucky that a bad event didn't really cause anything. So does that make sense? Motivation, that you can have both good and bad luck at the same time? Okay. Yeah. So it's both. So and with that, there was another time I fell too, and I immediately checked to see, did my bad luck button turn on? And it did. So it's just something to be aware of. And sometimes, there's so much nastiness in the world and judgment. And so sometimes you've got to take a step away and see, is this affecting me? And maybe I need to spend more time in nature instead of, hearing all this other bullshit that's on the airwaves. So let's do aura strengthening. Now, the reason why I like aura strengthening is because it helps repel negativity. And so it's super important, especially in this day and age. And if you're empathic, it's almost imperative that you learn how to shield and strengthen your aura. And so with this, I always offer, if you want to use the healing pulse energies, feel free, but I also think it's really important for you to get used to dealing with your own energies. So if you just want to use your energies, all you need to do is just activate the energies in your hands. There are 2 chakras. These are your palm chakras, and get that energy flowing until it's warm, and then start beaming. And so with this, I imagine that my aura is getting stronger. And with me, I imagine it being like a big bubble. and thicker. And what I also like to do is I think about, is there anything extra that I need that would be helpful? So sometimes in my bubble, sometimes I put joy, sometimes I put confidence, sometimes I put strength, sometimes I just put like unconditional love. But I think about what I need, what would make me feel better. I fill up my bubble with that as I'm strengthening the exterior. Also in the exterior, I put a little pieces of reflective mirror. And so if someone's spewing hatred or negativity, that will get reflected back to them. You know, you'll still feel some of it, but you'll be much more blocked than if you didn't work on your aura. Now, I suggest reflective pieces because if you have a whole sheet of mirror, you don't want to risk people not seeing you. Like if you're driving or if you're walking, I've heard of that a few times. Like with me, I don't think I'm that good at manifesting, but if you are, that could be a bit dangerous. So, how's your aura coming? Is it thicker, more protective? Do you feel the love? Because it's part of you. So, I am so glad that you guys all found me after having such a crazy night. But I'm hoping on the 10th, I will see you guys. And I will post. And I've got some small groups that I'm thinking of doing for a low cost fee on Zoom, and I might do some recording, so I'll keep the cost really low because of the recording, and I appreciate that. But I'll give more information on that on the 10th. And I thank you all for being here. Let me know or book a free consultation if you have questions. Oh, Pamela, I'm so glad. Good for you. Thank you and have a fabulous November. I hope to see you soon. Bye. Oh, one thing that makes it a little harder for me is promoting myself. If you enjoyed tonight, despite all the difficulties, if you want to go to my Buy Me a Coffee site and donate, I appreciate that. Well, I try, Joan. I know some of my regular rates, not everyone can afford it, so I'm trying to have multiple levels. So thank you. And everyone have a fabulous weekend. Bye.